Today I'm going to talk about Alpha Traders accounts, and the main account we're going to concentrate is Alpha Direct. My name is Selena and I've been trading for over 7 years, and I recently started my social media journey and trying to share my trading mistakes and my trading lessons that I have learned, and hopefully to help someone out there or share things that I wish I knew myself when I started. Let's go over Alpha Futures. Alpha Futures, it is a pretty cool company. That's their website, and I'm gonna break it down the accounts that they have. It says trade like professional futures analysts. So they have pretty cool receipts to show, and then they love by the real traders. They have the Trustpilot, lots of good reviews, not hard because they are a pretty cool company though for traders who want a real shot at futures market. So that being said, when you scroll down, you have choices of accounts. So one of the choices is zero, and the other one is a premium, and the other one is direct, the one we're going to talk more about, and advanced. For example, zero, we're going to try to use the 50K example because it's the most popular one. Be pretty clear about minimum days of trading, what's your profit target, how many maximum positions you can have, maximum drawdown, how much does it cost a month, and daily loss, and consistency rule none. That's your zero account. When you go to your premium account, they start at 50, so we're gonna stick with 50. So you have 3 minimum trading days, maximum drawdown, your reset, and consistency rule 40%. So you can't just take one good trade and be done. Let's go to advanced with the 50K. Those are your totals depending on the sale they're running. They do run pretty good sales, so watch out for those. And then you have your maximum drawdown. Minimum trading days is 3. Profit target, it is 4,000, a little bit different than what we used to, 3,000. And maximum drawdown, but the one that we're going to talk about is direct. What is direct? You already funded, so you don't need to go through the funding process. And it's getting more and more attention. Direct funded or funded right away or straight to funded. There's many words out there, but the main idea is that you skip evaluation process. Some traders figure it out. It takes me 3 or 4 evaluation process till I get funded. So they actually see that as more value and more faster and actually cheaper because you don't need to spend 3 or 4 or 5 times to try to pass an account. Or if you don't have time to pass an account, you just want to start trading and getting payouts. So direct qualified, if we're talking about the 50K, here's your price. So without your discount, this 520, but with discounts and the current sale that they have running right now is 337. So what is required for you to get a payout? You invested $337. You took a headache away from try to get funded. You have to have 5 winning days. That's pretty basic. That's not much a requirement. On a profit target for payout, 3,000. So first you have to build a little bit of buffer. So you have a 3,000. After that, you need to keep your $2,000 to build up to get a payout. What's your max contracts? 4 contracts. If you guys ever watch me trade, I'll tell you this: you should never ever trade minis on $2,000 drawdown. But not my business. Everybody makes their own choices. You have a daily loss limit, which have saved me many times. So, you go down the spiral. Oh, I really want to get payout. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna win back. And it kicks you out. It gives you like a day to cool off. You're like, okay, I took a bad trade. So you still have a chance not to lose your account because you have your daily loss limit. And at 50K account, it is 1,000. Consistency rule is 20%. What happens out there, we all know, we all on social media, is that some people go and make big to max contracts and put buy and sell right away and make a bang on the news trade. And what happens after? They actually cannot trade. So it was a little bit of a luck thing, maybe strategy. I cannot argue. Each individual case is different. But that being said, I think it prevents that. It prevents from gambling. It prevents from you going in big. Even at the open, doesn't even have to be news. So you do have to show some consistency, meaning that you can do this at least for 5 days. So you're actually a trader. You don't just put a buy or put a sell to profit and expect or demand a payout. So that's the reason for consistent rule. But actually, when you buy an account that it is, in this case, Alpha Direct, which is you already funded right away, you should be treating this as your personal account. So you wouldn't go as big with your personal account, and you would have some consistency in your personal account. So why is it different with prop firms? It shouldn't be. Since we're in the news subject, actually this requires the 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after. They call it a red event, so like the CPI, PPI, right? So the CPI is the biggest one. So you have to wait 2 minutes before, 2 minutes after, which I do think there's a lot of trading 5 minutes after, so you're actually good. In my strategy, that'd be perfect. I fit in those rules. For payouts, when it comes to 25K, so you see the total a little bit less, but you have more restrictions, which meaning like you only have 2 contracts versus 4. Daily loss limit is 500, the same 20% rule, and payout cap's a little bit smaller, 50% smaller, right? So you have to do the math. What makes sense with the amount that you're spending, the amount that you're required to make to get your payout, and the maximum payout that you're gonna get. Everybody has their own techniques, their own sizes that they do, and your profit. So let's say if you do want to go in bigger, 400K direct qualified. So the same, 5 days across is the same. So your target, you have to meet a little harder target, and especially at first is 6,000, and then after that is 4,000, 6 contracts. So you get an idea, right? It's not that complicated to figure this out. So, but the main thing that across the board you see consistency rule 20%, and max accounts you can get is 5. So the way the math works, and you see that a lot on social media, right? $200 per day times 5 accounts times 5 days. You guys just saw a pretty nice paycheck. You can do the math. With that being said, that will be all. If you have any questions, please let me know. It is called direct, and I do believe it's pretty direct. Very simple, break it down. And depending on which one you choose, depending on your price range or your time that you have or the patience that you have, if you want to test it out, your knowledge first, or if you already know what you're doing, you want to just get paid 5 accounts, $200 a day, and everybody's good. If you have any questions, please leave in a comment.